Welcome to a rather cold and windy Brighouse Bay, 9th of June. It certainly doesn't feel like it. Totally empty beach, not a soul to be seen. And it's a great beach, this, the big campsite's up behind there. As kids we used to camp up in that field, as teenagers I should say, in there and come down here in pouring wet days. Had great fun staying in there. Now there's a big campsite in there. The area along here, the front, it's a SSSI, a site of special scientific interest, mainly for its plant life, and a lot of the plants now sadly are disappearing fast. As I say, when my father used to drive down through here to park on the beach along with all the other people, you were dodging dairy cattle, and it was far better actually plant life. Now it's overgrown with blackthorn. That's certainly my opinion anyway. And I remember, I think it would be in the 90s, when I was still a ranger, I was involved in coming down to monitor this site. You can probably just see there's a white post there in front of us, which actually marks the site where the gas pipeline goes through to Ireland. And up behind me, they removed almost a hill, put a compressor station in, and my job was to come down and monitor the activities on the SSSI, etc. And it was amazing because they took it away square metre by square metre, kept the sprinkler system on it for a long time, even a couple of years, and it was brought back and put back in, and it did really well. But as I say, it's nothing but wall-to-wall blackthorn now, which is good habitat in itself, but it's a shame that we're losing out on all the other plants that are in here. And one in particular, which we will go at the SSSI now and see if we can find any, but things seem to be very late this year. We're down on the beach now, looking back up to where I was before, and that ridge in front of us there is where all the cars would drive down to there and sit there, and it would be lined, and the people would be sitting on the beach and their windbreaks up. But just in front of me, about halfway there would be a diving board. The tide's out just now, but just about halfway up through the vision that you're seeing there, about the centre, that's where the tide would normally come to at high tide. But there was a diving board in here, which was just a wooden structure made by the locals probably. And if I'm feeling brave, I might put in a picture of my brother and I sitting on top of it way back then, and also a picture of sitting up in front of the car up on the beach there. But I'll see if I'm brave enough to put these in. But just a word of note, first cheeky comment and you'll be barred. But anyway, we'll take a walk up now into the actual SSSI itself and have a look at what's there. I've not been in yet, so we'll see what I can find today. As we start to head up off the beach, one of the first things you'll see is this big tall yellow plant. It's actually sea radish. Believe it or not, it used to be quite a rare plant, but it seems to be all along various parts of the Solway coast now. As you come up off the beach, you'll come to a fence line, and of course there's kissing gates to get through in, but it's all extremely overgrown now. It's a sort of rather sad state of affairs. But again, it was done way back in the probably mid to late 1980s, I think it would be. And there you can see there's a sign there telling me about the site of special scientific interest, and the fences to control with cattle grazing. Well, I've not seen any cattle in it for years. But there you go. The main plant that seems to be in here now, and that's probably what it was designated for, is this blue flower in front of me, which is called the Perennial Flax. Quite an attractive flower, especially if you look at it close up. It's been made famous by Hornel in his many pictures that he painted of children sitting on the beach here in amongst a mass of blue. Well, you won't see a massive blue much these days, but it's certainly worth coming and seeing. It's not at its best just yet. I think it's quite a few buds still to open, but it varies each year, and it's usually sometime in June is the best time to come and see it. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to film this or not, but there's a silver Y just dropped in front of me. You can see what I mean about the overgrown vegetation. This is just wall-to-wall brambles in there, where that would just have been a sea of blue before. And it takes a wee bit negotiation to get through some of this stuff now. But there are bits that's still open, don't get me wrong, there's still bits and it's worth coming to see. But it could really do with some sort of management, or I think these perennial flax will be gone in the not too distant future. I've saw quite a few people commenting recently on social media that they have seen these what look like spiders' webs all over bushes, which are in fact basically a safety protection for one of the defoliating moths that their caterpillars are in there, and they feed on the plant and then move off, pupate and become tiny moths. It doesn't destroy the plant anyway. You'll be surprised just how quickly it comes back, even if you think it's been wiped out completely. As I said earlier, we're now in the second week of June, and it's certainly not like summer. Normally in here I would expect to see quite a lot of butterflies. I've not seen a butterfly yet. You get daytime flying moths such as six-spot burnets, you'll find cinnabars, but you'll get common blue butterflies, northern brown argus, quite a few other species. But the yellow flower that you can see there is common rock rose, which is a good food plant for quite a few caterpillars. And we've also got one or two burnet roses coming out now, but again, even they're not in their best condition. I think that wind and rain last night and the night before has taken its toll on them. You can see by the wind just how much that grass is moving, and that's actually quaking grass, which is quite an unusual and a nice looking plant in itself. And there's quite a few plants like that in various sites in Dumfries and Galloway. You've really got to stop, sit down and take a closer look at what's there. I'll see if I can find a bit that's out of the wind and give you a better picture of what it actually looks like. And there we have a close-up of milkwort. Occasionally can be white, or more often it's a blue colour, but it's the same plant. I think this is as good a place as any to finish the walk for today. It's been, let's say, rather disappointing, wildlife wise anyway. Brighouse Bay completely deserted, almost middle of June. So until the next time, goodbye.